Hey gang, I'm back. I heard this story about a girl at a school in my town who wanted to wear a dress and they told her no. She got a detention and then later got suspended, and now there's a big media circus around it. She's getting a lot of support, and I think the whole thing is complete dog shit, and we're wasting time on something that is a non-story. First of all, if you go to school, there's a dress code. Just like there's a a rule, you don't hit other students. It's just like any rule there. They're there for a reason. If you break those rules, you get in trouble. There's not, it can't be any more black and white than that. It is so straightforward. You know, I saw the dress. Was it disgusting? No. It was fairly tasteful, but she's doing it to show off her body. She said so. I want to show off my body. What she's doing is not asking for trouble, but in a way she is, because she is putting herself out there saying, look how good I look. I want to show off my body. I am sex-y, meaning guys are going to look at her and think sexual thoughts. And this is not just students, this is also male teachers. Trimble already just had a problem with a male teacher who got let go for doing whatever with a student. And I don't know the details of that case, but you can't tell me things like this don't play into it. All right? Secondly, she's there to get an education. She's not there to look good. It means nothing how good the dress looks on her. I know her dad posted on her Facebook and said, you know, I didn't have a problem with it, so I don't see the problem. It's not up to any of us to decide what's appropriate for the school. It's up to the school. And another point is, it's not just for her. It's for all students. It's to protect students from her and her from students. It's to protect everybody from themselves and each other. That's why it exists. So, by her making this big stink and getting all this media attention, it's putting her up on a pedestal. And she's not some social warrior. She's not Anne Frank hiding from the Nazis. She's a spoiled girl who didn't get her way, and the rules are very clear. Another point is, if she was a fat, ugly girl, do you think this story would have any legs? No, it wouldn't. She's a beautiful young girl, and everyone's, oh, we support you, you look good. If it was a fat, ugly girl, I guarantee you there would be no support for her at all. So right there is another reason why this thing is bullshit. I have been enraged all day by this story. Because when you're an adult, you're able to do what you want. She's not allowed to vote. She can't go to war. She can't do any of the things like drink. She can't go to bars. She can't do anything adults can do because she's not an adult. She's still considered a child. If she was to shoot somebody at 18, they would close her file and she would start over because she's not an adult. She'd be tried as a minor. Like, she's not old enough to understand consequences. Every girl that's young that says stuff like this, I just want to show off my body, it always leads to bad things. It always, and I don't mean like guys do bad things to her. I mean, it leads to them going, well, I'm going to have a website where I show off my body. And they do. And then they go, well, I'm going to start posing in provocative, photos. And then they do. And then they go, well, I'm going to start posing nude. And then they do. And then they go, well, I'm going to do porn now. Like, you can do what you want. She's absolutely allowed to wear that dress. It just means she doesn't get to go to school. Meaning she can go to another school where there is no dress code, but I don't think there is such a place. Or she can just opt to not get an education altogether. Like, there's so many angles to this story that make me just crazy. And it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that this girl is likely spoiled and has never heard no. And she raises, like the other girl from Fredericton was saying, their school uniforms promote rape culture. She doesn't even know what that means. She has no idea. She just said it enough times so that the media showed up and paid attention. I heard what actually happened. She's just a spoiled kid being disruptive. That's it. There's no place for that. And another point, do you realize how hard it is to be a teacher? Right? So some teacher saw her, and it was probably the female teacher, said, you can't wear that here. And she goes, well, I'm not changing. She goes, well, you have detention after school. And then in her detention, they said, are you going to wear that again? And she said, yes. They told her, you wear that again, you're suspended. She goes, okay. Shows up next day with the dress on again, they suspended her. They don't have time to put up with some 16 or 18-year-old girl's nonsense. They don't get paid enough for that shit. Like, anybody who supports this is looking at a pretty girl in a pretty dress going, okay, it's not bad. And no, is it really that bad? No, it's not provocative. It's okay for going downtown. It's okay for being wherever you want to be, except for in school. There are dress codes, believe it or not, for jobs. So we're teaching her, you're cute, you can wear what you want. She's going to go to some call center job and wear something inappropriate, and they're going to tell her, you have to change that. She goes, well, I was the girl in high school that we don't care. You're fired. Go find another job. You're not helping her by supporting her. Not at all. Like, she's not old enough to even understand consequences because she's not an adult. She doesn't have enough life experience to understand anything. She doesn't understand the evil that's in men's hearts. You know? When girls say, ooh, you're blaming the victim. Well, you know what? Guys have a genetic predisposition to always want to reproduce. It usually taps every guy on the shoulder every 20 seconds. You should be doing this. You should be. And I go, no, I can't. There's no girls around. Then there are girls around. I tell it, but no, I can't just do what I want. All of a sudden, some girl shows up, scantily clad, and the DNA starts moving. And then, you know, that's got me thinking crazy for a few seconds. I go, no, you can't do, you know, I'm an adult. I don't want to go to jail. Not every guy's able to do that. Some guys go, I'm getting that. Because she's giving me the sign, obviously. She is being sexual, showing off a lot. That, to me, means she wants to have sex. Like, it's no different than surrounding a bear with honey and going, don't eat that honey. What, are you out of your mind? Another thing is, if you want to change you're going to be there for 3 years. It's a short period of time in your life that you're going to forget about. You're going to laugh about it later. It's not important for you to change the dress code. What, so the next generation can come in dressed like complete skanks? No. You got to learn some self-discipline, and you got to learn some self-respect, and that is not that's not being respectful. When they tell you not to do something and you just go, no, I'm going to do it anyway. Like, there's just... It drives me absolutely insane that this is even a news story. Like, teacher salaries that's a more important news story. You know what I mean? The shit that goes on behind political doors, that's a news story. Not some pretty girl wants to get away with something. Like, I thought that she might be mature for her age. It's entirely possible. So they go, okay, you're allowed to wear that dress. Then another girl comes up wearing something. She goes, this other girl has huge boobs. And she goes, well, I want to show off my body too. Wear some low-cut shirt with her giant boobs hanging out. She's only, say, 15. There's no guy that looks at her and goes, oh, she's only 15. I can't be attracted to her. The DNA starts moving. Like, all of a sudden, she's showing cleavage, like pretty much almost showing nipples. And then that's okay too. No. There's a reason, there's a rule, and it's for everybody. It just doesn't apply to the pretty. It applies to everybody. So all of a sudden, some guy who's fat goes, well, in my day, I'm just going to say, girls weren't allowed to show midriff, right? So all of a sudden, I'm a young man now, and they let a girl wear that, and I go, well, I'm a fat guy. I want to show some midriff. He comes in with a cut-off shirt, and he wants to show off midriff. That's not appropriate either. It's not appropriate. I want to wear a jockstrap only. That's not appropriate. Like, I'm just so goddamn mad at this. Just from every angle, she has no legal leg to stand on. You break the rules, you pay the price. It's case fucking closed. I don't care how pretty she is. Anyway, I just thought I would come in and give my 2 cents because it's just been driving me crazy all day. And if it was just something small, like, okay, it was an incident, it passed, whatever. But all the media attention is what did it for me. Because there's more important things going on in the world than, what this girl's wearing or allowed to wear or not allowed to wear. If the school tells you have to wear a beanie with a propeller on the top to go to school, you wear a beanie with a propeller on the top to go to school. If you don't, you don't go to school. Simple. The school did nothing wrong, and I pray to God they don't bend. Please, school, don't bend. Keep her suspended until she decides to follow the rules, which are set for everybody. Like, why is she so special that she gets to break them? She's not. Nobody is. The rules. In a few years, when you're out on your own and you're an adult and you're able to go to jail as an adult, then you can make your own choices. Or when you're not in school, you can make your own choices. Until then, no. The only choice you get to make is what you want on your hot dog. Ketchup or mustard. That's it.